Hello, my name is Max Carver. I'm coming at you through an too familiar medium right now, but we must make do. I am a student at Villanova University. I was lucky enough to spend the last 3 semesters working and studying outside of the US. So essentially, I was given the opportunity to spend a year and a half traveling the world.
Breaking news tonight, the grim milestone, the U.S. overtaking China for the most coronavirus.
So this semester clearly didn't turn out as planned. I was on a program in Nepal studying Tibetan and Himalayan peoples. This video is actually my final project for that program. The state of the world has changed greatly and now many of us are under lockdown in our homes. This includes myself. I am here in beautiful, sunny, upstate New York. It's the month of May, by the way. Here, I've had the pleasure of being quarantined with my mother.
Oh, come on. You've loved every minute of it.
But it has given me the time to reflect on everything that I've done and to reconnect with all the people that I've met along the way. If there's one thing I've learned from meeting and speaking with people from all different walks of life, that is, though it may be cliche, that we are all a lot more similar than it may first appear. There's someone halfway across the world right now with a different language, with a different skin tone, with a different culture that is experiencing the same issues that you are. So I wanted to create a way to show that the challenges that we are facing right now are shared by people all over the world and that we really are all in this together. I've requested videos from people that I've met traveling who are currently residing outside of the US during this time. I've asked them to talk about their lockdown situation there, how they see this progressing in the future, and one piece of advice for the rest of the world. So here are the results of those requested videos. Enjoy.
Let's talk about COVID.
Do you want to introduce yourself, mate?
Hi.
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 Hello.
Hi guys.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's up?
Hello, everyone.
Hi everyone.
Hi Max.
Hi, Max.
Tashidele Max la.
Tashile makes la aninga chiring dogai.
Bob. Jay.
Neil. Chris.
Sam.
Me.
Max.
Sarah. Alex. Julia.
Nikki. Caitlin.
Larry.
Erica. Chloe.
Lamdalji.
Warner Martin.
Noel Tinson. I live in Tishibalka Tibetan settlement.
Singapore.
Japan.
England.
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
I'm from Amsterdam.
Amsterdam. Amsterdam, the Netherlands.
Barcelona. Italy.
Turkey.
Canada.
Switzerland. Northern Ireland.
North Wales.
Cayman Islands.
South Africa.
Sydney, Australia.
Gold Coast in Australia.
Kathmandu, Nepal.
Manila, Philippines.
Seoul, South Korea.
Arunachal Pradesh, India.
Varanasi, India.
This is my second day here in Lhasa.
I'm doing this video for Max.
I hate to take videos of myself, but I'm gonna do this for you, Max.
The UK itself has actually been in lockdown.
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 Lockdown here has been pretty strict.
Barcelona does have one of the strictest lockdowns.
We are in an intelligent lockdown, which means that we are required to work from home as much as possible.
Our local leaders have also closed down and blocked all the entrances of our settlement. No outsider is allowed in our settlement. We cannot go outside the settlement.
We're not really in like strict lockdown. We don't have policies for like what happens if you leave your house.
It's not really a full lockdown in the sense that we can still go out.
We have a dark curfew going on right now.
Misegi Adesa Arunachal Pradesh Nikar Odinang Yasu Kanida Tuzen Shuaina and Delangone Nima Mambo Shuchta Dawachi last to do Dawani Masim Chodinate lockdown Jashado.
I think it's almost our 50th day of the coronavirus lockdown.
14 days.
29th day.
45th day.
I'd say about 5 weeks now.
We are still on quarantine.
I'm quarantining at home in Oma with the rest of my family.
I'm back home with my parents.
I've also moved back into my parents.
I ended up moving back home.
My parents realized that New York City is really not safe and I really need to come home.
I'm in a family of 5, so it can be a bit crazy in my house sometimes.
I haven't spoken to or seen anyone that isn't in my immediate family. My cousins are actually my neighbours and I haven't even seen them.
I haven't really met with anyone outside of my household.
I've not seen parts of my family for weeks.
I'm not able to see my family because their country's border is closed.
Since I'm from Tibet and I have nowhere to go, I don't have a permanent address, so I will be stuck here.
I'm just sort of waiting until I can return to Australia until the borders reopen again.
We had a lot of travel planned and dealing with the guilt of loss when you know so many other people are in much more difficult and dire situations, but still dealing with your own level of grief has been a personal challenge.
When you enter Korea and go through customs, before customs, they make you fill out these 3 forms that are just basic questionnaires about like symptoms, where are you coming from, what's your occupation. And then when you get to the airport, they take your temperature. If you have a fever, then they're gonna put you in a different line and you're gonna have to get tested on the spot at the airport as soon as you land. Also, when you're waiting to submit your questionnaire and everything, they make you get this app. It's called self-quarantine app. It mandatory tracks your location for 14 days, and for every day for the 14-day quarantine, you have to fill out symptom questionnaire every day. And if you don't, the law enforcement agency is going to be contacted and they're going to come to check on you. Around day 12 or day 13, they call you, they give you a close testing spot near you. You need to go get tested before the 14-day period ends. Usually the test results come back in less than a day.
You have to maintain social distancing, so we have to stay at least 2 meters away from everyone else.
2 meters apart.
1.5 meter distance.
1.5 meter distance we do, otherwise we will receive a fine.
I guess social distancing is not quite a thing here. I've actually seen a lot of local people on the street just doing kora, buying stuff in the markets.
The social distances is not doing so well. Young people don't even care about the COVID. There's lack of information and education. I don't feel safe to go out.
For me personally, I live here on the beach in Sydney, and you're no longer allowed to lie down on the beach. The beach is purely for exercising only.
You can go to the shops to do your food shopping.
You only have 2 hours in the morning for grocery shopping.
Going to a grocery store.
I only go out for groceries.
You should only go to the shops when it is necessary.
We're encouraged to shop as infrequently as possible.
A good example is there's actually toilet paper in the shops now.
I was crazy. I was actually crazy. Like, what goes through people's mind were like, okay, there's a deadly pathogen virus on the loose, and your solution is to go buy and hoard tons of toilet paper. It makes no sense. It's not going to save you from getting it. All you're going to have is a clean bum at the end of the day. Could you just imagine coronavirus sitting on the can all day? Small shops are closing down.
Small things like hairdressers and all that, they're closed.
Most of the shops are closed except for the essential services like supermarkets, grocery stores, and restaurants are open only for takeaway.
Cafes and restaurants are either closed or have restricted working hours.
My mum and dad's restaurant are doing pretty well on the weekends. We do a drive-through, so they sit outside, we take the food out to a table, and then we come inside and they grab it, and we all pay online, so it's really good.
Mandatory to go outside with face masks. In the first place, the WHO said that it was only for infected people. Now they changed their mind and you have to wear it anyway because maybe you're asymptomatic.
Most of them wears masks.
One thing that you have to do is wear a mask when you go out. Literally everywhere you go, people are wearing masks.
People try to wear masks. The government forbade the selling of masks for commercial purpose. Any wishing citizen might be able to get masks free of charge.
People going out, going in the bus, they still don't have any masks.
And you can see most of them are not wearing masks because they don't want to do so. It makes them not comfortable. But still, I'm wearing masks because I'm not sure if there are any hidden patients here. Today I go to hiking, and as you can see, there are lots more people. They are free to come here and breathe the fresh air, I guess.
Things over here are actually pretty good. There really isn't much happening. Government's got a pretty good grip on it.
Situations Hong Kong is actually quite fine.
Korea is really back to normal. Everybody's back to work.
Every day is good because Buddha is a spiritual secret place.
The situation here is not as severe as I have expected, actually.
First time in the history of like Japan, basically, we've kind of had like a state of national emergency. It's getting pretty bad.
Here the situation is pretty bad.
It's been quite bad. Deaths have risen so much. It's so high right now.
In India also, many people die from corona.
The number of cases is consistently increasing day by day.
The number of the total deaths is 2,300.
In the UK, over 20,000 deaths. In Northern Ireland, 300 deaths.
387 deaths, which is alarming, especially in a country where healthcare facilities is not anywhere ready for this kind of pandemic.
أنا سامي كان سدرة جانسون أن جميع داروي أنا كورونا فيروس ناتا ساواش ليدي يوري ودي چادان पे शिनान सावशी उची दिखबले जमनिन छाचां शेने देदे योरे.
All world very fearful about the corona. We are the blessing to all countries and all world. So everybody happy.
Every 2 weeks the national government is like, okay, we're extending the situation
infection.
Every 3 weeks we're being told it'll be another 3 weeks, and so on and so forth.
I had to leave Australia because I lost my job due to coronavirus.
I went from full-time employment, now I'm effectively unemployed. Basically people who aren't able to work from home, they've been furloughed.
He was put on furlough.
I'm currently on furlough, so I get 80% of my wage.
I'm on a temporal leave. My working place got shut down. I work at the neuro center, so since it's not a hospital, they had to close. Everything's just quite quiet. If you see people, you have to move to the other side of the road.
Thankfully, we are still able to go outside.
And at one point we were only allowed out once a day.
No walks, no jogs, nothing.
Like in some cities, you're allowed to go outside and do some jogging, but not here in Argentina.
There are many police on the road and they're ready to interrogate us at any moment.
The government forbade people over 60 and people below 20 years of age to go out. This was done, of course, to protect them. We as Turkish people are trying to stay home as much as possible.
I'm currently on a train that goes from my city to the city where I study. As you can notice, there are no people around except for one person. I hope that is not listening.
We also got few fundings or few groceries from the Shangpa Foundation, which is also a foundation run by our great Lama who lives in our settlement, who is a Rinpoche.
The good thing is that university provides food and general necessaries, but the problem is we are not allowed to go outside, so we have to eat what the mess provides. We've been eating potatoes and the rice for a very long time, almost like 2 months.
When the lockdown first happened, a lot of English tourists were trying to get into Wales to try and hide out and try and go on holiday into the countryside, but our hospitals couldn't actually handle the amount of people that were coming in, so a lot of people got escorted home by police.
I settled here to do some work with one of my mentors who's a holistic nutritionist. It's been a very interesting perspective to be in the food and health and wellness industry during this time, because she and I both believe that that's really at the heart of immunity and at the heart of health.
Finally, we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. We've managed to flatten the curve, so these restrictions have been working.
Do you know people with the virus, or have you been lucky enough to not know anyone who's got it?
I don't know anyone personally.
There are no such cases in our settlement of the coronavirus.
Not positive coronavirus patient. I'm very lucky.
As far as I know,
fortunately,
I don't currently know anybody with corona either. I know Tom Hanks was up the road in the hospital, but I don't know him. I mean, I wish I did.
I know a guy who was hospitalized, but now he's actually been let out. He's been discharged and he's doing really well. He's allowed outside again.
I actually know a couple or a few people who went to hospital when they went back to Hong Kong. They're all in good health, which is good. It was just travelling back, but that's how contagious this disease is.
I have a friend who got the virus. He only got mild symptoms, so he got lucky in that sense.
Boris Johnson, our Prime Minister, had the virus a couple of weeks ago. He was very critically ill, was in ICU. My cousin Sarah, actually, she's a consultant in A&E in the emergency room. She tested positive a few weeks ago, but thankfully seems to have fully recovered from the virus.
I actually know a couple of nurses that have been infected with coronavirus.
I got the coronavirus a couple of weeks ago. I only had mild symptoms. I had a mild cough and some fever, but I was fine.
Right now, I've decided to self-quarantine myself because I've started to get coronavirus symptoms as well. Bloody terrifying. I started to feel chest pains and stuff, and I was having really difficulty breathing. Now it's better, but it's hard for me to if you can hear me, I'm breathing a lot right now, normally talking. My mom and my sister goes to the shops for me, and then they leave it at the door, and then they leave, and then they tell me that they've dropped the food off.
You've done the right thing. You followed the guidelines. The fact you're self-quarantining now, you're doing the right thing. You're stopping the spread.
My daily routine has changed greatly.
I would always set my alarm between 8:30 and 9. I think is kind of acceptable,
I think that's quite early. Yeah. That's a good time to get up.
Getting up at 6.
Wake up in the morning.
Wake up, check my socials. It's usually pretty depressing. I gotta stop doing that, to be honest.
My friend, hearing the Buddha. stay at home and always morning and evening time meditate.
I'm a university student. I have courses and exams online.
A lot of university work. I'm in university right now.
I follow my classes online.
Our classes are all online.
Uni's gone fully online.
Taking some online classes.
Work on assignments, a lot of readings, online interviews with people for research.
Normal classes through these apps that's called Zoom. Otherwise, the semester will be lost.
Because my brother is effectively doing school from home, I am his teacher, which he probably wishes I wasn't.
As an English teacher, me and my colleagues are lecturing kids online.
I just do my assignments and do a little bit of exercise.
Exercise.
Maybe I'll go to the pub to run.
Working from home.
Still, I got my work 4 days a week.
I work here in the Cayman Islands at a hotel, and they're treating the employees really fantastic even during this lockdown. They give us lunch every day. Going to the hotel, finding a ride there, and picking up my lunch is pretty much the main activity that my day revolves around.
I have to work at 7 in the morning. I am a nursing assistant in a hospital. We have about 9 wards in our hospital. 5 of those are now coronavirus wards.
I volunteer for a local hospital. I'm a public volunteer that helps with coronavirus and COVID-19 transfers. So if they want to go from ward to ward, I'm the type of person to shut down all the corridors, make sure no one comes through as they go past, and I kind of see firsthand the patients going past, and it can hit home quite hard because obviously some people don't look as well as other people.
Healthy young people who shouldn't be in a hospital at all are there right now. And there's also so much solidarity between all the colleagues, the doctors, the nurses, the nursing assistants. On days that I'm not working, I am trying to help people in the neighborhood. There's this system right now where you can help the people around you, older people who don't want to get groceries, don't want to go to the shops. So I try to help them out as much as I can.
Again and again, food donation in poor people.
When I come home, I go through the back door, throw all my clothes in the washing that I'm wearing, and run upstairs to shower before I say hello to anyone. And that's quite hard because obviously you want to say hi. It's just really strange that I've got to do these things.
And then I go home, I try to work out, I try to read, I try to do whatever I want to do.
I read, I play the piano when I can.
I'm painting, I'm cooking, and I'm doing all those things that I usually never have time to do.
I've been going out and about. I've been going on hikes. I'm actually quite fortunate to be living in Hong Kong while this pandemic is going on. Everyone's quarantined, but I get to go out here.
Spending a lot of time with Netflix.
And watch Netflix, honestly. I think most people in the same boat with that one.
Make sure I help around the house.
I do a lot of the cleaning about the house since the rest of my family are working. They actually now seem to work longer hours. I think it's just them trying to get out of helping out.
How do you think the situation is going to unfold? What do you reckon? Do you think it's going to be solved in like days, weeks, months, or even years? What do you reckon, mate?
I don't think about it. It's pretty bleak.
How long is this gonna last?
I was working in a diagnostics firm developing kits for coronavirus. When I was there, we were all basically in the understanding that things probably wouldn't go back to normal until next year.
I'm gonna say for the whole thing to blow over, like could be 6 months till like everything's fully open.
At least a year or even more.
I think this is definitely going to have serious impacts on the next 2 years, but I think after that, I think everything will be back to normal and people will forget about this.
I think it's a question that can't be answered by anyone right now.
We won't be really back to normal until we get a vaccine.
Vaccine
that will be available to everybody.
That will be distributed for everyone.
The rich will definitely be able to get through this. The poor will suffer a lot.
The large number of lower class family in my country doesn't have the source of income around this time and is only depending on the government's assistance.
The lockdown has caused like many food scarcities in many parts of rural Nepal, and I'm afraid that if it is like prolonged further, it may also lead to famine in some parts of Nepal.
There's probably going to be a huge global recession coming up soon. The economy is in shambles. A lot of people will find difficulty finding jobs. And businesses will suffer probably.
What's going to be hit hardest probably are restaurants, bars, theaters, cinemas, and everything that's got to do with kind of entertainment.
They're just going to start opening the things that are essential and then quite essential, and like small gatherings, they'll allow that kind of stuff. But bars, pubs, things like that, that's not the priority. So they're not going to open that kind of stuff up.
First off, we need to accept that wearing a mask is okay.
I don't see it getting that much worse in Australia.
None of what's happening now we expected maybe weeks or months ago.
I mean, all we can do now is just wait it out. What other advice would you give to like people who like are in quarantine right now, like us? What would you say?
Piece of advice.
Piece of advice.
Piece of advice.
Piece of advice.
Advice.
My advice.
My advice.
My advice.
My advice for quarantine would be to take care of mental health.
Stay mentally healthy.
Everyone needs to make sure that they themselves mentally are okay.
Business can be a lonely time for some people. And make sure to keep in touch and keep contact with your friends and family over video call and messenger.
Keep checking in with your friends and family.
Talk more to friends and family.
I think it's just really important to keep occupied. Anything, just do anything to keep yourself occupied. Watch that TV show that you've not had time to watch. Try a new hobby, like you want to give something a go.
Learn a new skill. There are online courses. Business courses, digital marketing courses. Probably not your cup of tea, but there's loads of different things that you can do.
Find something that you can do to just stay off of your phone.
Get a side hustle going. Get some sort of project going, a hobby or something that you can put some time into where you feel like you're progressing. Or even start meditating or something like that.
Very important to the meditate. Meditation is very important this situation because meditation is the very important to the pitch of mind.
My emphasis will definitely be exercise. Just every day you get a buzz after, you've done something you're proud. We will get out of it eventually. You don't want to go out and just be like, oh, I've done absolutely nothing, I've achieved nothing.
There's two ways that you can look at this. You can either take this as a break, do nothing, just relax, gain a lot of weight, or you can just use this time now productively, get ahead of everyone else, so when you get back, you'd be ready, you're raring to go,
Be responsible, be respectful. You're not the only one. People have to realize that we're one team and we're in this together.
Just be a good citizen, stay at home.
Please stay inside.
Try to stay home.
Stay in home.
Stay at home.
What I recommend everybody is to always wash their hands. In fact, I always travel with my... Wait a second. Here.
Wash your hands.
And washing your hands. Even using disposable gloves when you're heading to the shops and even at petrol stations as well, because those places can be hotspots for spreading.
Dini duze tela zangda chuden di ko de pemisi kechi mo chin sa re na kon MG la dang ko ki suna je wa ne de kana le do dini gabla lagba din zo an gamang stri lagba ma du wona na khala changya dang na gun le chaya de mi la so ko ma chang ne kan tu lagba di ju je ne an mi yam do tharing sia dang ra o dini de ko de pemisi kechi mo sa re.
Wear masks and gloves, avoid handshaking. Do not forget that the virus might not kill you, but it could kill someone else who is older than you or someone who has a chronic disease.
Dini dia so ina ana so ya na cha de thaya da ani mi jena de na cha le kyop tu gi khibin chi shi sa de de ne na nga dini ji shi de jung so ya.
Listen to the rules. Rather do it now, suffer now, than later when there's going to be way more suffering.
Do whatever you can do to help.
This time, donate is the very, very helpful and the poor people.
I am request to all people, don't fear Corona. You must fight to Corona. How to fight, how to clean our house, how to clean our mind. So I hope you peaceful in your life and good success. Be happy. Blessing to Lord Buddha.
Kirangi yangya rwala ani zambolingi mila lopso kari ya yes kirangi ngala tuodo ani nangchu dang zhuo mebe ani mi changma semba sangbu chegoya di be kechimbo tunggudu ani di inza ani soso yuju kawa shugu yune ani soso yenyungi mila ani tumbu chiya dang gyobo toya dang an gyobo la rokpa chiya dang rokpa tok zamle ma june chiya di
create a morning routine, do the same thing every morning, go to the bed at the same time every night, and get some structure to this lifestyle.
Have a clear schedule, because time flies in quarantine. That's it, I guess.
Stay safe, everybody.
I hope you're all safe.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Hope you're all doing well and keeping safe.
All will be all right in time.
I know we all want to go out. I know we all want to do things again, but we have to get through this together.
We will get through it.
I'm pretty sure we got everything we need, mate. We're still recording, but I'll just cut it up later. Or Max can cut it up later.
Yeah, Chris, I took care of it. I want to say thank you to everyone that submitted a video. I quite literally could not have done this project without you. I want to thank the SIT staff for an amazing semester and for being so accommodating during this really weird time. I also want to thank Kashila for all of her help with some translations and all of her patience with me in doing so. And I would like to thank Fred Young and Levi Brodigan for pushing me to spend so much time away from home. Lastly, I'd like to thank my two project advisors. First, Sering Dolkar, my homestay mother in Nepal. I miss you and Paula greatly, and I hope I get to see you too someday very soon. And to the Venerable Rajesh Udam Sarkar, who I met doing research at Mahabodhi Temple. Thank you for all of your wisdom and for your friendship. In India, he spends a lot of his time organizing and facilitating food donations, along with helping at a school for blind children. He is always talking about these events, and he is always all over the news, doing good. So I would like to request donations for his causes. I will be collecting the money on my Venmo account, and then I will be transferring that sum to him in India so that he can continue to serve, continue to help, and continue to feed his community. Please remember that just $1 can feed several people in India, so I really hope that you consider donating. One more thank you to everyone I've met throughout this process. I've learned more about the world than I ever could have imagined. I hope to see you all again sometime very soon, but until then, relax, be safe, and one more, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening.
Take care.
Okay.
God bless.
Bye bye.
Peace.
Peace.